all become active. The time is now.
When you go back today to your local grocery store, talk to the manager, talk to the staff and say, why aren't these things labeled? I don't want to be part of a feeding trial. Tell your head office, we want labeled food. We want to know if there are GMOs in these crops, and I'm going to stop buying food unless it's labeled clearly as non-GMO.
The average person doesn't really know that their food is contaminated. 98% of packaged foods in mainstream grocery stores contain GMOs.
GMO is a genetically modified organism. It's where they take the DNA from one species, and it could be a plant, animal, virus, or bacteria, and they insert it into another to introduce a new trait.
The global seed stock is rapidly depleting in diversity, and the control of seeds is going to a smaller and smaller handful of corporations. And so it's being sucked out of the commons. So indigenous peoples all around the world who've been growing seeds for literally thousands of years are having these seeds hijacked from their communities through a process Vandana Shiva calls biopiracy. They go in and they steal these seeds, they tweak them with a little gene here or there, they patent them and they claim an ownership, and then they charge people to use these seeds that are the common heritage of all the world's peoples.
People don't realize the gravity of the situation and just exactly how far gone it is already, and I think people need to realize that we have strength in numbers, and if we all step up to the plate together, we can definitely make a change here today and every day.
I think we're linked closer to the state's economy, and this is also an economic issue as well as it is a health issue and an environmental issue.
I think about the environmental impact. I think about what it's doing to our bees. We had 5 million bees die this year in Ontario. Without the bees, we've got like 4 years to live on this planet.
Companies like Monsanto are contaminating the world with chemicals and genetically modified crops while claiming to feed the hungry and protect our environment. I'm so thankful that we are growing and gaining momentum, like in 6 continents, 52 countries, and 400 cities around the world. It's time to stand up for farmers and for seed freedom. It's time to stand up for our ecosystem and our bees and our butterflies. It is time to stand up for our future of food and for our health.
My name is Rachel Parent. I'm 14 years old. I'm the founder of Kids Right to Know, and we are creating awareness at the March Against Monsanto.
And why is it important to create awareness about Monsanto?
Well, there's so many issues that go along with GMOs, and Monsanto's the creator of GMOs. And so we're just creating awareness about it and letting the public know. That way they can make, informed decisions.
And what's the hope that you would like to see come out of events like this in the coming days, weeks, and months?
Well, my hope is to get mandatory GMO labeling. That way we all have a choice and can choose what we want to eat and have the freedom of choice.
In Europe, they seem to have pretty much banned GMOs. Why do you think North Americans are lagging behind in that effort?
Well, we all need to stand together, and that's why we need to create awareness, because a lot of people here don't know about it. So that may be one of the reasons that we're a little bit behind, but we are catching up and we are going to get there.
Is there anything the individual can do on the individual basis if they want to get involved in this movement?
Well, avoid corn, canola, soy, and vegetable oil, and high fructose corn syrup. Those are the main things while shopping, because you have to vote with your dollars. And really, when you're shopping, just avoid those main ingredients. Again, it's corn, canola, soy, and vegetable oil, and high fructose corn syrup. And also, get involved with marches and organizations like this, because that's how we can make a difference.
I hope that more people are on board. Like, for instance, yesterday I heard from 2 of my friends that are like, oh, we're going to attend. So 2 people are going to attend. And everyone's like, well, it's not enough people. I'm like, if I can get even one person to change their mind, then that's already a difference.
I'm excited about the increasing turnout to these events and the frequency that they're happening. This is the second March Against Monsanto we've had this year. The last one we had over close to 2,000 people. I'm really excited that the popular consciousness is rising about GMOs and industrial agriculture, but also the solutions to that are coming to the forefront.
Don't support these companies that use GMOs. Hit them where it hurts. The bottom line, if their margin falls by 5%, they're going to rethink their business model. And so, the thing that I get all the time is organic is expensive. Well, yeah, maybe individual products are expensive, but I've been completely organic, GMO-free for over a year now, and it hasn't cost me any more because, number one, I don't eat in restaurants. I can't. I don't know what is in the food. I don't do takeout. I eat far less. I've lost 55 pounds in September when we started Millions Against Monsanto, and I'm in much better health than I've ever been. So it's really just making informed choices.
You can also buy stuff from your local farmers and artisan foods instead of foods that are coming from different places that are obviously have so much pesticides and things in it to keep them from spoiling over the long travel here. So that's definitely one way, is buy local organic stuff. If you buy from your local farmers and things, the prices they tend to be cheaper, and it's healthier because it was grown at home and you're supporting your local economy. So that's definitely one of the biggest ways you can contribute.
Everything's word of mouth, right? So if people just research it on their own, they don't necessarily have to believe everything they hear, then go home. You have Google, it's 2013, and they can research it on their own, and the more you talk to people about it, the more interest people will get about it, and that's the best thing you can do.
We organized the first annual Seed Freedom Convergence here at U of T, and we had many different community partners coming, and we talked a little bit about our new initiative, the Toronto Seed Library, which is an effort to really recreate our seed-saving culture so that we'll have an alternative to the GMO industrial agricultural model. So instead of just rallying and marching for what we're against, we're really hoping to advocate for an alternative. So I'm here to march for seed freedom and to really educate and empower people to start growing their own food, growing their own seeds, and then sharing them in community. And so the Toronto Seed Library is one of many seed libraries that have emerged in Ontario the last year, opening in public libraries, schools, community centers, where people can go and they can check out free, organic, heirloom seeds, and then attend classes, how to grow them, how to save them, and then people return the seeds back to the library to create a self-perpetuating supply.
I think we all need to say no to Monsanto and stop the GMO. GMO is not the answer to world hunger, and these rich people at the top are the answer to world hunger, and they already have the answer, and we all need to band together and know that we definitely have the strength to do it and not to feel like you're a little person.
Today we're marching against Monsanto, and that's great. But you can be munching against Monsanto 3 times a day. With every meal you take, with every bite of food, if you want to munch against Monsanto, you can choose to eat for the environment. So it's not just being against something, you're eating for the environment when you eat ecologically produced and organic foods that are produced by people who say, no, I don't want to have anything to do with those GMOs. But even more importantly, when you go back today to your local grocery store, talk to the manager, talk to the staff and say, why aren't these things labeled? I don't want to be part of a feeding trial. Tell your head office, we want labeled food. We want to know if there are GMOs in these crops, and I'm going to stop buying food unless it's labeled clearly as non-GMO. And that's a way you can not only munch against Monsanto, but take a big bite out of their profit. Good luck and go for it. Thank you as a farmer. It's great to see you here. Have a happy Thanksgiving. And when you eat your Thanksgiving meal, think of us farmers. Take care.